All right, I'm on hole number 5 of the Spring Major. This is the Koh Hung Resort, hole number 5. So, in the demo here, I just laid up with a marlin and I got out into the shadows out in this area right here, and you have a nice clean sniper shot coming in, and I did make the eagle. If we're going to move in a forward direction and we're going to come out here for this line, these trees look like they're in play, and if you get around the corner, you're going to be really close to the trees out here if you get out in this area, and those trees are going to cause you some problems. So if you're going to go for, let's call this shot number 1 and this shot number 2, shot number 2 is a pretty easy layup, but you are going to hit it with your wood, so you want to bring a wood with lots of ball guide. Shot number 1, I'm thinking that getting around the corner is not going to be that beneficial unless you get way out into here where you clear the trees on this side. So if we're just looking at shot number 1, if you can clear the trees, if you go from the pin to the trees, if you can get out into this area, you're fine. And if you can get into this area, you're fine because you got a shot from the trees coming in here. But if you get behind the trees, you'd probably be messed up. The deal from here is that if you look at the green, you've got more run in here, so you can start further back and run the ball in. So if you're coming over here, you're going to need to do one of two things. It looks like you're going to either need to do backspin, which that's probably in your long iron range. If you look at the distance back over to here in the shadows as being wood, and you draw that arc across, we're probably somewhere in this neighborhood is our wood, so we're probably in our long iron range. So this would be one of two ways of going at it. If you're going to try and backspin it on here, you're probably going to need a Saturn or a higher level Tsunami. If you're going to do the rough bump, this would probably be a better hole for a backbone, but I'll have to look at it from that angle. I've only been on this hole once, and this is the time. So the next time I get to it, I'll hit from up here so I can see what this shot looks like. So if we get wind in the tournament, any kind of side wind or wind going in this direction, it'll ride along that line where we're trying to do the rough bump. If we get headwind on this hole, it's going to give us some problems because if we short shoot that, we're in the sand. If we get headwind here, we've got the same kind of problems where we can actually miss the rough and hit on the fringe and go for a wild ride. So we're going to have to really pay attention to wind for this approach shot if we're coming down to this layup area. So this is probably going to put us in our long iron range, which will give us ultimately a better shot at getting eagle than the other side with our wood. It's just going to be a little bit more accurate and a little bit more consistent from that range as opposed to the wood range, but it can be done from the wood range. So I'll have to practice this shot next time I get here. So let's go to golf. Let's go to my Playdemic, or excuse me, the recorder, and we'll watch the hole. Again, on some of those holes I've played once before, I'm going to bring out bigger balls. Kung Ho Resort, hole 5, par 4. That's what I'm talking about. First time I've ever seen this hole. Definitely want a backspin club if you're going to come over here. I'm going to try it from over here and see what the look looks like. I don't think I need all the topspin there. I definitely want to be out probably at least 3 rings. And it's 5-1. It's 1 per ring. Put some curl on to bring it back to the fairway. Isn't it perfect? Layup out there, just do a nice easy layup and see what kind of distance I get. This is with a marlin ball, so you can shoot this with any low level ball. You don't have to bring out a big one, but when we're playing in a tournament, the red line stuff is all important right here. So if we're finding that we're butting up, or we can bring a bigger power ball and get in our short iron range instead of our long iron range, we definitely want to bring a bigger power ball. Some courses are long iron courses and some courses are short iron courses. So when you've got courses where you can get in your short iron, you got a lot of holes that you can pick up a shot. When you're long iron range, it's not Not as easy to pick them up. This looks like it's going to be a wood course all the way. Go right at it. So it's 1.4 and we're up against the red line. So I took the side wind out. Now I'm going to rub up against the nubs just a titch. Isn't it perfect? That's what I'm talking about. First time I've ever played that hole and got an eagle on it. That's what I'm talking about. A little bit bigger ball right there with that kind of wind to adjust out. A 1 power ball would have helped out quite a bit right there. And it does hit pretty straight going in. So there may be some adjustment you're supposed to make on the drive shot, or need to make on the drive shot, but it looked like it hit pretty true going in for sure, which is the more important of those two shots. Alright, good game. Let's see if that rematches. Alright, that was hole number 5, par 4 of the Koh Hong Resort. That's going to be par 5, or excuse me, hole 5 of the Spring Major. Thanks for watching. If I can get it to stop.